Princess Iguana. Once upon a time, in the era of magic and fairies, there lay a vast realm of 7 kingdoms. The kingdom of fairies, ogres, nymphs, all sorts of animals, dragons, sea creatures, and humans. And together, it was called the Realm of Avion. Avion had but one ruler, the king. He always tried his best to rule the 7 kingdoms, but something would always go wrong.
Sire, the dungeons of dragons are filling up with mud. It must be because of the ogres.
The fight between the ogres and dragons is getting worse. This fight will only make other kingdoms scared and restless.
Sire, I have managed to decode the future. There is but one person who is destined to rule over Avion and bring all the 7 lands together in harmony.
Fortune teller, you bring such news of relief. Who is he?
Your youngest of the 3 sons, Prince Jacob. But to achieve his destiny, he will have to marry Princess Iguana.
What? Princess Iguana was from the faraway kingdom of animals. And yes, she was an iguana. Legend had it that Princess Iguana was once a human, but due to a curse, she was transformed into an iguana by day. By night, she would be transformed into her human form. King visited the kingdom of Princess Iguana and explained to her that for the better of all the kingdoms, the union of his son with her was of utmost importance. Since the princess too believed the fortune teller, she graciously agreed. She had heard great tales of Prince Jacob and was honored to be his consort. Prince Jacob was a fair leader and a modest son. When he realized that he is to marry Princess Iguana for the better future of Avion, he agreed without ever questioning his father. The wedding took place shortly, but the prince wasn't happy about it.
Prince Jacob?
Yes. Madam, you are in the wrong room, I suppose. This is the private chambers of me and my wife, Princess Iguana.
Then I am indeed in the right place.
Prince Jacob realized that the beautiful woman standing in front of him was indeed his newly wedded wife, Princess Iguana. Given her curse, she had transformed into a human by night. Princess! Oh, my beautiful princess! Tell me what the curse is, and I shall finish it off. You can then shed off the skin of Iguana and be my princess forever.
Prince, I was cursed by a magical being. In my arrogance, I troubled an iguana.
How dare you act cruel to an animal? You think you are above all these creatures just because you are a human? I curse you! You will be an iguana in the day, and the curse will only be broken when a person as arrogant as you are chooses to accept and love you in the skin of the very iguana you despise. That is such a terrible fate. I shall look for that magical being right and ask him to break the curse.
No, Prince, I don't blame him. It was my mistake to be cruel to that iguana. Each day, as I transform into an iguana myself, I get to see the world through the eyes of these creatures. There are so many humans who are cruel to animals, and for what? Just because we can? Each and every creature has a soul. They all deserve to be treated with respect. Troubling and treating other creatures and animals with cruelty is a sign of weakness, Prince.
Princess explained how she was readily accepted by the kingdom of animals, and they made her their princess despite her curse. I understand, Princess, but you are so beautiful as a human. I will do everything in my power to break the curse.
Why don't you understand, Jacob? All you have to do is accept me in all my skins.
Prince Jacob looked for everywhere for the cure of the curse of Princess Iguana. He never acknowledged the princess in the day and spent the whole night talking to her in the human form. Soon, Prince Jacob grew frustrated of having an iguana as a wife. The kingdom of humans had begun to laugh at him. An iguana? Oh, the poor prince. Finally, one night, Prince Jacob sneaked into his chambers, and as the princess was asleep in her human form, he stole her skin of the iguana.
Ah!
No, princess!
You deceived me, Jacob. You cannot accept your wife and all her skins. How will you ever be trusted with the realm of Avion? I will never forgive you, Prince Jacob.
Princess Iguana could not stay in her human form, and her skin of iguana was gone. Her spirit left the palace, and Prince Jacob in despair. Months passed, and the situation of Avion was getting worse. The king was trying his best to handle the chaos in the kingdom, but it just wasn't enough. And as for Prince Jacob, he was withering away in the memories and love of his wife who left him.
Go to the hut of Baba Yaga's son. She will help bring your love back home.
Baba Yaga was a witch who lived in the mystical forest. She was not a part of any realm, and legend has it that she was the most feared witch.
Well, I want the realm of Avion to come together. And if getting your iguana back is the way for it, I shall help you get your wife back. But you will have to pass my test first. Go around my hut and convince every living creature you find within the radius of 50 meters to come back with you. Remember, all the creatures have a soul, just like you. So if you are cruel to them in any way, they will refuse to come with you.
Prince Jacob left for his journey. On the way, he found various creatures that he would easily feel disgusted of. But he didn't budge, for he wanted his princess back. Hello, Mr. Skunk? I need your help. Would you come back with me to Baba Yaga's hut? Prince Jacob tried his best to, address each and every creature. Prince Jacob mustered his courage and continued on his journey around the hut. A few hours later, he returned to the hut with all the animals behind him. I understand now why you asked me to bring forth these creatures. To lead the 7 lands, the ruler has to be able to see all creatures with equality and respect. I've learned my lesson, but how come these creatures never hurt me?
Because these are not real creatures.
And just like that, the animals turned into pixies and flew out of the hut.
You are going to be king, young Prince Jacob. You are going to bring together the 7 lands. I cannot send you to snakes and scorpions without protection. They are poisonous creatures. But you have learned your lesson, and now it is time to gain the trust of your wife again.
I will do anything to have her trust me again.
Your princess shall enter this hut as a dove. Hold her with the utmost love.
I will.
Calm down, Prince. In your hands, as a dove, she will change many forms. You must commit to her and love her in all her skins. You think you can do that?
I will do anything for the future of Avion and also to be the husband my princess deserves. Just then, a dove entered the hut. She was the most beautiful dove. As Prince held the dove in his hands, the dove suddenly changed into a frog. The prince still smiled. Then came the dragon. The prince never let go. Then a nymph. The prince held his stance. Then an ogre, a crab, and finally an iguana. The prince had tears in his eyes as he recognized the iguana to be his beloved wife. The prince placed the iguana on the table and bowed down to it. The curse broke as the prince had shed his arrogance and accepted his princess in all her skins. Iguana was transformed into the princess.
Bravo! You broke the curse, Prince Jacob!
Baba Yaga gave her flying horse to the future king and queen of Avion and waved them goodbye. Back at his kingdom, Prince Jacob was met with celebrations and love. He was crowned the king of Avion, with Princess Iguana by his side. All the 7 kingdoms rejoiced, the coronation of their new king and queen.
Well, we have learned our lesson, Prince.
Yes, Princess, and the lesson is that a brave prince too can be afraid of animals.